Welcome to Impact Tech Studio, where we spotlight changemakers in sustainability and social enterprise. Today, we are joined with Tarun from Saathi Pads, a company transforming menstrual health with fully compostable, eco-friendly pads and a mission of circular impact. Dive in as we unpack Saathi's journey, a movement supporting farmers, women, and the planet.
Right. So welcome, Tarun. We are an impact-based platform. So we are not only a media platform. So just wanted to introduce you to the process as well. So we are also your extended team. We function like an extended team as well. So what happens is we become your friends and we tend to create a community out of you guys who I interview. And then I also based out of India and UK. So I can connect you to people around however it is, right? So it is a relationship that builds over a period of time. So that is why we do not call it a media channel majorly. We also call it a podcast, but also a ecosystem that you're entering, right? Right. So it is just an extension. So it is like a friendly conversation. My audience, I'll give you an understanding. So my audience is impact investors, impact practitioners, and majorly traditional startup investors, as well as people who are interested in everything that is meaningful, right? Apart from that. So this is where we stand. So I heard about your startup. I was really inspired. So let's get back to your startup, right? So I'll understand what your startup is all about. What is Saathi Pads? Where does it stand in the market? What changes has it brought towards the menstrual issues and challenges that India, which is your main focus, what is the problem and what are you solving, right? So please give me an introduction of what is Saathi Pads.
So we are a next generation consumer packaged good company where we are putting 100% compostable and biodegradable sanitary napkins out of banana tree fiber and a bamboo tree fiber. The idea is simply not to provide a product that solves just a need for a product for menstruation, but to provide it is wholesome from the point of its supply chain all the way to its end life cycle. The should be circular in the aspect of its origin of raw material and its end life cycle, as well as should not harm any stakeholder in the process, be it the manufacturer, be it the earth where you're taking resources from, be it the user, be it the environment around the user. So in whole, it is a singular product which is impacting into all the direction at just from the center of the point.
So if I would like to give it a word, it's called the virtuous circularity that you're trying to create. And not just the eco circularity, but also the whole value chain also gets value out of the whole process of you getting to the market.
Yes, and that's the idea of the social impact, right? Unless you're not doing that, then you're not different. And
Obviously, you have to make a team effort. Obviously, there has to be a upstream and downstream integration as well. That makes it very good for you to move forward in the future. So tell me your value chain. So give me a detail about your value chain. So this conversation that we're having will not be the questionnaire that I sent you. It will ask all the questions that are there in the questionnaire and the things that you don't want us to ask you. But apart from that, you have to just look at it as a friendly conversation between us and it will go in the direction that we are as friends, right? So keep it light. Everything else will be very good for the podcast, right? So give me who are the stakeholders in your value chain? So give me an understanding of that.
let's start with the raw materials, right? Our major stakeholders in raw materials are banana farmers and bamboo farmers.
Right.
So, farmers which are producing bananas, we take their stem from that farming sites, which is useless after 8 months of harvesting because stem does not produce another fruit until it is chopped off from the roots, right above the roots, and a new sapling or a new sapling is grown separately.
Right.
So that's the byproduct which we upcycle into highly absorbent material. So that is stakeholder in the supply chain. Then these farmers, workers working at larger land, other unskilled workers who are working with farmers are extracting these fibers and converting into raw material for us.
Right.
Then these fibers and other raw materials For example, same happens with bamboo as well. Similarly, the bamboo farmers does the extraction, everything, and then we receive the fibers. These are later on processed at our factory. Our factory currently is a zero waste factory. We only have raw materials which are natural coming as an input. There is no output either in terms of air, regular waste, or anything which is not biodegradable or compostable or harmful in any aspect. Other companies would have certain different kind of outputs which would either pollute land, soil, water, air in any way. Ours are completely natural fibers, even if our raw material, let's say, becomes useless. Crushed and put back into farms becomes fertilizer, nothing else. So that's where we getting raw material from. Other thing which we help farmers with is that with the extraction process, there's a lot of byproduct which again comes around, which becomes a very high potassium rich fertilizer for farmers, which comes a huge amount of cost at farmers end, where would be paying very high amount of money for a potassium rich fertilizer, which they can now just get it from their own trees and then reutilize back into the farms. With our factory being zero waste, it is also 100% women run. So that becomes a second stakeholder positioning. So we locally around our location from villages, especially the needy workers who require a job, who are in need of a job and who can work essentially as well. So a lot of places would not hire workers above 40 because they are not as efficient as required physically with heavy lifting and everything. Specifically, a lot of women would not be hired because a lot of jobs are typically or demand. Though, I mean, you'd be amazed looking at if you see at our factory, women are lifting more weight and than I could ever do, to be honest. It's a myth and misconception, but we see beyond the gender lens and specifically go hiring women who are in need of a job and provide them a good living, and our impact extend beyond this providing them the job. These women are looking to educate their kids and be very independent of their husbands, and that's what this job means to them. Post that, when the products are produced, then we sell it through a Robinhood business model, where every is settled one in urban areas to a user who can afford to pay premium and a health premium on a product which is healthier for their body because it's chemical free and plastic free. We those profit to subsidize in rural areas or provide it for free with partner organizations to women who are in need of the product. So that becomes our primary and secondary stakeholders in terms of product distribution. We work with a lot of NGOs, government organizations, self-help groups and small volunteer groups, which are there in cities and urban slum areas, and corporates to make sure that our cost to distribution to needy users is minimal or next to zero. And that's how we are reaching out to them. And post that, I think we are more of a stakeholder, or the earth is, however you would like to say, because we take a lot of resources from earth, is because they're compostable and biodegradable. When they are thrown away, within 6 months they biodegrade and compost completely into biomass and then disappear. So essentially we end up extending life of a natural fiber for a year without using chemical to make sure that it serves a good purpose and then it goes back to the nature.
Right. So in this value chain, there are lots of parts to it, right? So there is one part where you are extracting the extracts from the banyan tree as well as the bamboo tree, right? So those at that level, at the farm level, in what state does your product come from the farm to the factory, right? So is there some processing in the middle also at the farm level that happens and then it reaches your factory?
There's a lot of processing at the farm level. So from tree to fiber, just to clarify, we use banana and bamboo tree, not banyan tree.
Yeah, banana. Sorry. Yes.
So So banana stem has a lot of fiber in it.
Right.
Cellulosic fibers.
Right.
So once the tree is chopped off, there are several videos of Saathis also online if somebody would like to see what it is. The sheets of every tree is taken apart. It's like layers. If you have seen a trunk of a tree, there are separate. This tells you the age of the tree. So similarly, banana has similar sheets around it, and which is taken apart and processed into different machineries to extract that fiber. That fiber is extracted, washed, dried, quality controlled, checked, packed, and processed, and then sent to us. So up till the fiber is partially ready to use, that level of working is being done at farm level, which also provides a lot of extra income for working in terms of fiber extraction.
Right. And this task is performed by the farmer himself or herself, or is it done by your team going to the farm?
No, the farmers are doing themselves.
Right. And you are paying them for their effort.
Yes, we're paying them for the fiber and the effort, as well supporting them for organic farming. So what happens is that to make sure that the material we get is organic, we work with agricultural universities in order to make sure that the farming at farm level which is going is organic, and that also helps farmers in a way to produce organic banana, which fetches a good price in export market.
Right, right, right. So in what markets are you currently?
We currently are majorly selling in India, Malaysia, UK, and Nigeria.
Okay.
Nigeria is on an ongoing conversation.
Yeah, it's in conversation right now. Okay, okay. So give me an understanding of at the factory level. Okay, you are telling me that you are a zero waste factory. So in terms of carbon, at what stage of the carbon emissions are you? Are you carbon negative? Are you carbon zero? Are you at what stage of that at the factory level are you?
So let me tell you that if Saathi produces one pad,
Right,
how much we offset overall,
right,
adding everything from our processing,
right,
all the way to reaching to a customer.
right.
Every pad produced by Saathi currently offsets and saves 14 gram of plastic and 29 gram of CO2 emission. And this includes everything upstream, downstream, your class 1, class 2 emissions, shipping, everything. It includes logistics and everything is covered. Even the processing at farm level is covered into this.
So you're getting certified carbon measurement also on your products as well?
Currently, we have not done a third party verification from carbon market companies, which would do, but we have sold our carbon credit to
Right.
big fours auditor companies, which have done self audit. They've come, checked everything, done their audits,
Right.
and credits.
So third party has not happened, but the buyers have put their own understanding of how we measure your carbon credits and taken that into the market.
I mean, the parties who have bought are actually technically auditors only, getting it from because the third party has a certain charges. Every time get these audited, instead of we have an understanding with the companies we are selling it to that they will put their own auditors to do the same, because want every dollar spent on this carbon credits going to the right people. So what would happen is, let's say that I'm selling today carbon credits worth of $100,000 to a company, and in these $100,000 are not going to Saathi as a profit or something.
Right.
Again, this there are pads being donated
Correct.
to rural areas.
Correct.
So that's why they. So for example, if you go to Vira today or a gold standard, costing is somewhere around $15,000.
Right.
And and for one person to get 1 year worth of product is $14.
Right.
More than 14 the for 1,000 people you're talking about not getting access to pack. So currently do not prefer it, and because we have such a robust system which we have built through an accelerator program, where, where our mentors were largest FMCG companies from Nestle all the way to Faminish and big machine producers, and even for Kimberly Clark was part of the
Right. So which accelerator are you talking about?
it's an Agri and Co and toilet board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Split board, right? Toilet board. Yeah.
This is one of the biggest solid economy accelerator which exists today. So with help we have concised our model and is very much strong in terms of where we are, how we are calculating, what we are calculating, whether it is upstream or downstream. Everything is very precise. So if looking at the reports which we have internally, which we maintain,
Right.
companies which see that are okay to buy right.
Right. And who are the major buyers for you geographically? Geographically looking, is it UK or India or any other geography?
So when it comes to the credits or the product,
To the credits.
we have buyers in India, we have buyers in Europe, North America.
Right.
Mostly Western market is something we're selling more credits currently.
Right. Okay. So, what is the price point of each pad for the urban audience and the rural audience?
So we are when it comes to MRP of the product, currently it is priced at 30 rupees per pad. It's a bit higher side from a standard plastic pad. For a meanwhile, when it comes to rural user, it varies. It varies very much. Major
It is on the basis of what is the money coming in, what is the flow of cash, right? It goes.
location,
Yeah.
how much looking to spend on the other things when it comes to education, everything. How remote are the villages? How often we are supplying? So usually those costings are very project basis. How over down to that.
Right. So, what is the demand for it currently in terms of the split between rural is obviously not a demand, it is just you are going through the movement and giving it to everyone, right? Majorly you can't measure the demand side in a logical way there, right? So it is majorly sponsoring a movement in the rural areas. So what is kind of, if I am not wrong, you can correct me anytime, right? So and then from the urban side, what is the split between how much of urban that you spend in terms of value as well as the number?
Sure. So when it comes to again, like to correct a little bit, we are not just only donating in rural areas.
Okay.
The idea is simply to start a program in rural areas.
Right.
Get a demand in terms of understanding initially
Right.
and maintaining the menstrual hygiene, not the just product. If to understand, they need to have a clean, good menstrual hygiene health. They use a product which is good for their health and as well as good for the environment around them, and which is useful in a longer run. So what we do is a behavior change from who are not using the pads altogether or having UTIs, RTIs, or other issues related to their menstrual hygiene health. We provide them a product. Uh, Explain them what is required, why it is important to maintain this health. We started from a program where they are getting free product to get a better understanding, and at a certain point,
Right.
this is we are making it self-sustainable. So where they are now asking for the product, and we have come to an understanding for a certain minimalistic price. So they have a ownership of what they are investing in terms of health and their surrounding. So it also sells there at a different various price points depending on who we are catering and who we are addressing and where they are located. And as in urban areas, yes, we definitely are selling, and the split is around currently 40, 48 and 52. So 52 is what we are selling in urban areas, and 48 is what we are selling in rural areas.
Right. And your pricing strategy also informs the urban areas that why this price in urban areas, right? So the person who's buying understands why is he buying it at a higher rate.
Definitely. So our messaging is very much clear. Our tagline itself says, "Oh, I think you can see it is care for."
100% biodegradable pads made from natural fibers. Care for to you and earth.
Okay. Uh, there is one which I don't think so is here is the pads that are good for uh, what's say your body, community, and environment. So your body because they're chemical free, community free, and you buy one. We give one to rural areas, and farmers get an extra additional income. That's how we're building community and environment because the products are compostable and biodegradable. So the message everywhere, whether it's packaging or website, is very much clear.
Amazing. So, what is the feedback that you've got from the urban audience? Any feedbacks that you're getting? What are those details about your product? Please give me.
I mean, they're very nice and lovely feedback, especially um, from the time we started way back in 14, 50, where we were testing the product, and it was at a very rudimentary state. We have had users who have been with us for more than 8 years now,
Right.
which is amazing because they started it and they felt an experience extent where like we yes, and then there's this very I would say innocent email also we have gotten is from one of our user is that, oh, I had cheated on you because I was going outside India and I forgot my pads, and so I bought another brand over there. They claim to be organic cotton, but it never felt like what it felt like when I was using Saathi. And, and she cutely says that I'm really sorry. I would really appreciate if your products were available at airport everywhere, so people who are traveling can just pick it up. She requested about that. Then we have users, especially kids.
Isn't a very good idea for you to be available at airports? But looking at that, there are many big startups in India also, which are vending machine startups, if you know, right? So I know two of them, Vendy Man, one company, and then there is one Dalchini based national brand, right? So if there was a vending machine in every office complex, right, in every airport where you can just pay for whatever you are looking at, so you can just go through a form or go through a visual on a video and then just pay and it comes out for you, right? It would be such an amazing introduction if I could do that for you.
That would be really amazing and really helpful. The idea is there is to make sure that the products is available, especially in places of need, in washrooms, bus stands, the washrooms over there, and there's a huge need of maintaining the same. What becomes a problem is that you may have a good product, you may have a very fancy vending machine, but the location, for example, if you see, and it's just not, I would say, even as travel in last 10 years, the amount of travel I've done around the world, I've seen that public bathroom doesn't matter whether it's a first world country or third world country.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, I would say, how you are managing a community and nearby about you. And on a very societal level, I've seen in first world countries also that they're not properly maintained or what's it, uh, kept clean. So becomes a very difficult for a user to actually go and use it. That being said, yes, we would love to be present everywhere, but we also would want the washrooms to be very, well maintained so that user would want to go and find out the product is there inside.
Correct, correct. That is true as well. Or these kind of things should not be hidden anymore. They should obviously, this is high time and this is nothing like that, that it has to be only in washrooms. You can always go outside also and put a vending machine anywhere, right? In the end, it is the purpose of it, right? So that way, I believe that is a good option.
That is for sure. I mean, we have currently somewhere around more than thousands of offices working with Saathi currently. The way it works with Dan and the way packaging has been designed is what the way was that in 2015 when we came up with the idea of making it a paper box. And we were the only brand to bring that idea, right? So to break the taboo, to make sure that it is visible and there is no shame of it. And we have done so many events where we have not handed a paper bag. This product we have just handed over the box, and we're like, okay, why not flaunt? Yeah, is there? It is natural, and there is nothing what's uh, bad about it. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. We recently have launched a T-shirt also. It says it's a very funny meme.
Please culture around it. Correct.
Oh yeah, do not panic. It's organic. So is Saathi. So
Amazing. Amazing. It rhymes also. So yeah, so amazing. People can wear it and go around, right? So it can become a movement for people to move into. So now give me an understanding of your funding. So how are you funded? What is the divide in? Are you taking some equity funding? Are you taking debt funding? Are you taking CSR funds? What is your? Are you going blended? What is the way are you looking at your funding right now? How are you funded?
we are more of a smoothie. We blended. We started, I think, back when the first funding which we have raised in 50, prepping and few conceptual grants. One of our business school, HBS, has given us a kickoff. MIT DT Lab has given us a kickoff, supporting us to prove the idea. Over a period of time, we have raised equity funds, especially from some angels, certain big funds as well, and some grants, no doubt, CSR funds and grants. But yes, we have not raised any debt so far, so we are debt free, proud to say, and have been self-sustaining for a while.
Right, right, right. So these are currently there are many models. So if you ever go for example, a debt venture fund, right? So there are many debt venture funds as well, which give you a debt, but after a 3-year period, the debt can be converted into a CCD, right? So it's like a CCD, it converts in back into something of an equity. So you give the option to the investor to just convert it into a thing, or just we will buy back, or however it is the possibility at that time. So those are also other ways of looking at things. But yeah, obviously whatever suits you will obviously the money that you will work with, right? So
We majorly work with future convertible notes only.
yeah,
We have a US based company in Italy. So our funding is being raised in US and in its subsidiary producers. So we are promising future based notes which are converted over the when the next round is being raised.
correct, correct. Amazing, amazing. So currently, what is your cash situation and what is the kind of roadmap that you have? So basically, the runway and the roadmap. Please give me an understanding of that. Funding that you currently have, how long can you go with that funding, handling your cash situation?
Good amount of time, I would say.
You have enough funding to go around, like, for example, a 5 years, 6 years kind of a period, right?
If I do not invest into multiple factories, yes, no doubt. We have a good funding which we can carry for a good amount of time. Uh, but if we are looking to expand, which we are currently and upscale, then yes, we are also looking to raise money currently. So let's say that there are several plans which we have in progress and working. We haven't come and finalized the number yet.
So what phase and what is the valuation you've not reached there? Uh, what you have done is that you have made a process of what is the cost. So you're going towards the operational and everything, the costings of it. What is the kind of need for you, right? So you're working on your need currently.
We have a need. We are working on a need is in a way that earlier we were thinking of raising additional $5 million in order to put up a mid-scale plan. But over a period of time in last 6 months, so what we have seen is that we have innovated a lot in the machinery which we would like to do, because most of our machinery is in-house designed and then made. Make sure that our patent stays a secret. That's so we have done several certain advancement in the sale, and again we are recalculating that whether to go in a very what's it reserved manner, or to go all out in a bigger plant where it is futuristic and you do not need any additional extension.
So have you got the patents for global patent, or is it US, UK, India, or only India? How is your patent?
Our patent is a global patent. We have a granted patent in US, India, Europe, and I mean it's primarily filed in US and then it's globally filed everywhere.
Right. So in your pitch to these funds where you have raised the money, so for people who are trying to raise, this question comes: do patents help you to get more structured approach, or is it no matter? It doesn't matter. In the end, they are just looking at the numbers that you can get back. How is patent adding value to your pitch?
It definitely depends on how strong is it. So let's say that the patent is just about the product, and tomorrow anybody can cook up a new formula with a variation in the same, and it doesn't really help you use like the patent would add value in the initial days of the startup where it is we will use this to produce the product because your people are doing it. So that will add value to your funding and your valuation. But over a period of time, in that those cases where the patent is not strong enough, it simply becomes redundant. That yes, at the end of the day, it is about the numbers, how much market you can capture, how good your product is, how good your offering is. So yes, that is one part of it. If your patent is very strong, um, for example, let's say Coke today, right? Nobody is reversing that formula because a huge chunk of it is a trade secret. They have not completely patented it. There's a partial patent which keeps on going on to renewal. Uh, That exists. So that is something where people are investing money again and again and again and again because that is generating a value. So it depends how and what you have processed. But yes, for us, thankfully, it has generated a good amount of value and it has had a lot in the valuation.
Amazing. So when you said that in the end it is all about the user, and is he shifting for you, right? So she is shifting from the traditional way, the legacy way of using pads to you. So how much of change have you measured that? How much of change has happened for people who have shifted from the traditional to the Saathi pads, right? So have you put a number to it, or do you have any understanding how many? So when you say 52% have started buying your Saathi pads from your online portal, right? So you are selling on which platforms, first of all? So let's look at that. Where are you selling? Are you selling on your own, or are you selling on other partnered platforms like Amazon and other places? Where are you selling?
So currently we are selling on a lot of digital platforms. Saathi has his own website, app, and Flipkart, Meesho, uh, several other digital platforms which every major brand is available on. That we are into eco stores, retail stores, especially high-end stores which are selling organic products only or strictly products and catering to the audience which is health conscious and environmental conscious. Uh, this is where we are present in currently and other countries' international websites as well.
Right. So you are seeing a number that might be a shift from the traditional to the new, right? So what? So out of the 52%, right? How much of repetition has happened for you?
Our repetition is very high. I mean, out of and 52% is what urban users which we have is a split.
That is the only thing that we have to take care, no? Because they are the money generators for your other movement, for your cash to be generated inside, right? Isn't that true? The main money side.
Those are main, what say, people which we earn cash from, definitely. I mean, for us, our return rate has been somewhere around 98% in terms of users. And then unless if users have had a very bad delivery experience because a courier partner has not done a good job at it. Yes. If a user has come to us, usually they have bought so we provide a trial pack first. We do not just sell the product. And that's where the confidence is built, right? If you have a cheaper product, which is trial, and then you use it and you you've seen that, oh yeah, it works. It has a good functionality, but it also helps you feel more better. And in first try, no product can change the what's say your the chemical exposure which they have had over the period of years from plastic pads, no doubt. But it does definitely give you the difference feeling that okay, this is softer, this is more absorbent, but does not, you know, giving you itching rashes for 8 hours you're wearing it. So that trial pack, when I say that somebody is buying, if 100 people are buying, 98 are buying.
Right, right, right. So give me an understanding of, are you profitable? Are you cash positive and profitable, or are you only cash positive, not profitable yet? Not profitable, right? So tell me.
We would say that we are profitable and cash positive both. Uh, there are a few investments which we are looking to plan to make, which will, yes, will give us, I would say, new product lines which we are looking to launch.
Because that will take a little bit of a next break even that you will have to reach, right? So that everyone understands that when you expand, you have to put another end
Put up,
note
yeah.
at one point, right? So yeah. So currently you are profitable. Currently you are cash positive. Currently you have the cash for the. If you're not expanding, you have the cash and the profitability to move you in that direction.
Yeah.
Right. But if you are expanding, obviously that is the call of the day. So have you reached that place where expansion has become your need and not your want?
Pension has always been a need. We run today at the full capacity. If you look at our website, a product goes out of stock very quickly. Uh, it just, at this point we have started doing drop sales. Like, oh, this is gonna be back in stock on this date, and people are either doing advance orders or people are like waiting. The product will jump on. We currently are on full capacity and are not able to serve larger demand. That's why definitely it is not anymore a want, a need for sure. Uh, want to take the right step in the right direction, because we definitely do not want to compromise either on the sustainability or the social impact of the product. So making sure that our expansion is completely done in a way where everything is plugged in from front and back end both ways. A forward integration has to be very strong, because we do not want to end up investing in a machine and a factory additionally and sitting as a capital.
Ultimately affect the value chain, right? So you might be because change management in the value chain also you have to take care of. That is true, right? Because the value chain is also a very big part of your sustainability product, of the sustainability of the product, right? So okay, okay. So if I may ask you, what are your numbers in terms of your sales every month currently, if you're open for that number to be given, or
If it is okay, I would like not to disclose financials more on to that. Yeah.
okay, but you are cash positive, you are able. So what is the capacity of your factory?
So I would say we are able to do 100,000 products a month.
Okay.
So that's where we are currently.
Right. And how many orders are currently pending to be delivered in a month? So how much of order value of a month are you able to fulfill in a month?
We have a lead time of 25 days. So that's where we are. That if you're ordering today, not for D2C, but bigger corporate orders are B2B, it is up 25 to 45 days if you're domestic or international, depending on that. That is what a lead time looks like.
Right. Right. And what about your stocking? So basically stocks, how do you keep your finished product stored? So storage and logistics. Uh, how much of storage space do you need in a month to maintain your order to be delivered at the 25 days of a delivery cycle?
We have a certain vertical management storage over a 10,000 square
Okay.
of briefs. There we are storing the product to make sure that we have enough every time.
own this also. So you own that process.
All these places are rented. We do not, have invested in a land. Uh, so the storage spaces.
Amazing, amazing. So what motivated you? So let's go back to the story now. So let's talk about the emotional connect to the story and tell me what motivated you when you came in with this thing, that the way this problem is being tackled. So I would say that you started in 2016, right? So there must be other players then in 2015, 16 who were already doing something in this direction. And you must have taken a decision of doing this on your own, right? And problem and solving a problem that you saw then. What was that problem and what did you solve?
So it simply started as a school project. See, a bunch of students where we were taught to use our skill sets into, especially engineers, where when you are studying, you being taught that, okay, your skills are very valuable. They will change society depending on what will you do. Whether you go to NASA, ISRO, uh, wherever you go, you become a scientist, you become a very engineer in a big reputed country, you become a doctor. If you're doing biomedical science or biomedical engineering, if you're doing making implants and other things, we're working with doctors, making machines which help them. So idea always was using your skills to do something good. Uh, and that's why there was a small, very, uh, what you can say, jugaad setup at the school project way back in during Kerala. And were there other people with us? No. Back then, I think we predate even Padman.
Correct.
Uh,
Right. The movie guy who got a lot of amazing out of that. But you backdate to that also. Okay.
we predate also simply because we were not looking at it commercially. The idea was to look at a problem which is not being looked at and it is not solved, and to create and design a system and a product that will help the ecosystem to grow on its own. So we made a very rudimentary setup of producing sanitary napkins on a cheaper cost. But way back then, the idea was to produce sanitary napkins, not or was not focused on the raw materials.
Right.
But done with the machine, you send that setup to a university in Tamil Nadu, and that, okay, can you work with NGOs to produce this? Let us know what are the outputs, how does it work, can we see if it is impacting, and we can scale it. Came small startups of machine. Uh, 15, 16, we came back. I mean, we went back all out doing our own things. My other co-founders got their jobs and everything. And 15, 16, we were like, okay, uh, hey, remember you've done this thing? And it was majorly my co-founders, not me. I had joined at a later stage in 15, 16. Like, this is what something you've done. This was a rudimentary setup. You want to make a machine. So my co-founder found me asking that, okay, I need an engineer to upscale this setup and make something meaningful out of it. And what can you do? And she came to India in Ahmedabad, and we started talking. And that I was at that time I was finishing my studies and was looking to get into MBA, and also was teaching on weekends in schools. So where I saw the problem happening because the toilets were back. I was teaching in midday schools as a part of our university program. So toilets are not there, and forget about sanitary napkin altogether. And basic facility doesn't exist. So I was like, okay. And I was not aware of this being a big issue and oblivious to it because in my household, I haven't seen it. Right. As ads coming, and it was like my father is a teacher. So it never came in a black bag. Sometimes, yes, it did. But when it was handed over to my mother, I could see what it is. And from growing up, I was not oblivious to the concept of menstruation. I know that exists. It all was there. So for me, it was not such a big problem because I haven't seen first-handedly. But when I talked to Kristen and she sent me some articles and I did a good research, I realized that it is as good as a roti kapda maka. A woman who doesn't have a dignity to live today has important a risk throughout her life just because she could not have access to such a basic product monthly. A man can go without shaving. A woman really cannot go without menstruating, right? It is biologically part of her and exists, and this is pathetic, especially because it's a known fact and why nobody is looking into it and solving it. So we got together, we brought back the old setup, you know, break it and started doing everything all over again. And that was for me and especially our team was a turning point where because the new stats that came out where it said that only 11% to 12.5% women had access to pads across India,
Hmm.
which was 1 out of 6 women
Right.
were able to get it. And that is also not throughout the year. If you look numbers correctly, would get for certain months and certain months no. And majority of these women are either have coming from very well educated background or have enough money. Otherwise, even in urban areas, house helps are not getting pads, or a lot of women are using cloth, which is traditionally coming from that point of view. So that's where we were like, okay, no, we would like to do something, but the process though was great. Uh, Two of us being from a design background as well, knowing that you can create a machine, create a process, but it does impact a lot on environment, how the process works. So my co-founder Christian has made crayons out of natural ingredients like indigo, turmeric, other food grade materials which you can say use and eat or they pose off, but nothing wrong happens. And me, I worked a lot upon what's the eco-friendly, what's the electric source project where we are using piezo electricity to produce basic light around the campus and everything. So our design backgrounds, we were like, no, we would not go for the same process. And though it is going to take time, but we will, remove every source non-natural material out of the product altogether to come to where it is completely circular and compostable. That's where the journey started. Took us good 2 years to perfect it. Our MVP though was ready in 6 months, but it was an amazing journey to have.
Amazing. So, I would have loved to have your co-founder on the video as well, but now the time is not the right time to get her in the conversation. But I would love to meet her offline as well someday. Give me some understanding of what are your markets. So, where are you in India? So, in India, what kind of reach do you have in the villages? Are you in the north? Are you in the south? Are you? I can't hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, we are spread across India. You can buy our product whether you are no, I would say extreme north of India in Ladakh, or if you are in extreme south of India in what's Tiruchirappalli. Doesn't matter where you are, uh, or east or west, extreme east or south. We are also to Nagaland. We are also sending it to Bangladesh. Even neighboring countries, the product is being sent to. So that uh,
So your reach is amazing, your product is amazing, you have patented technology to support you, you have a team which is already at a stage which I have observed from this conversation that it has reached a place where your team is very structured and you know the next steps will be an easier expansion than the first step of getting your product validated and getting to the market. For you, the process of expansion is now, I believe, is not a very big question mark. So expansion is just a way of just saying that this process will extend like this to the next roadmap, right? So amazing to have you on this podcast. I would not like to take more of your time on this. You must be very busy, and pleasure to have you. I learned a lot from this podcast. I learned how you can build such systems. I have some ecosystem players who are part of this sustainability movement, who are also some of them as big as you, some of them smaller parties who can align with you. I will introduce you on LinkedIn, and you can go ahead and become a conversation with them as well. Whatever you like, you can always reach out to me, and we can definitely make some more extended actions for you. I'm based out of UK, as I told you, and India as well. So I am networking for my own co-working spaces, as well as this Impact Tech studio that I have, as well as in India. I know a number of people because we've also been in this business for the last 9 years. So we have a number of connects from there. So however is your need, keep yourself transparent with us. We will always keep your proprietary data hidden, but yes, we will always be your extended team, right? So pleasure to have you. Pleasure to have you, Tarun.
Here, and it was great talking to you. And I love the fact that you have shared that the Idea Shack is not just a podcast, but it is an extended family to social entrepreneurs.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. So one person who is Renew Cred, I've introduced him to the UK, and he's getting into the buyer side of carbon credits. So he had a problem of reaching out to the buyer side of carbon credit. So we introduced him to the buyer side. From another point, we introduced one Green Pod Labs. If you know Green Pod Labs, Green Pod Labs is one guy who has done an amazing introduction. He's also a scientist, and he has made a pouch, a 1 rupee pouch that goes into a mango box, and the life of that mango becomes for that box becomes 14 days more.
Yeah.
Which means the farmers market in India. Literally, they are paying 100%. They are getting 100% money for the 100% produce they produce. Right? Earlier, they were getting 60% of the money of the 100% produce. Right? So it has changed the whole. I introduced them. Then it becomes a friendly kind of a community way of looking at things. So lots of examples you'll get once you accept my friend request on LinkedIn.
Sure. Definitely will do that. And at any point of time, if any of the startups or community members of yours, as we're becoming one of them as well, require any help, especially when it comes to circularity or ecosystems in India.
Are doing right. So we are making a small group on LinkedIn, right, which is the Impact Tech Studio interview people who have come in that. So there are 8 members in it, and you will be the 9th member. I'll give you an invite. Just come in and just introduce yourself a little bit. Just give the write up that whoever does your social media sends there, right? And then we will also connect, because I have understood your product. So I'll be very nicely as a friend just connecting you with everyone who's needing that conversation, right? So yeah.
Right.
Pleasure.
Amazing. Anytime when you come here, please hit us up. Definitely come and visit. You'd be happy.
Definitely do that. Pleasure, pleasure. Pleasure to meet you. Bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Impact Tech Studio podcast. If Tarun and Saathi's story inspired you, subscribe for more powerful founder journeys. Stay connected. Together, we are growing the impact ecosystem one story at a time.